The story begins with an extremely handsome boy named Kulin, who always had to keep his face hidden. If any girl saw him, she would instantly go crazy in love with him. Kulin didn't like this at all, so he spent most of his time at home. He was the youngest son of the Maz family, and God had blessed this family with exceptional beauty. Kulin's older brother, Okis, was also very handsome and quite famous on social media. He had millions of followers, and thousands of girls were crazy about him. Okis also helped people get dates. Their father, Parker, was called a heartbreaker because he had dated 1,200 girls in his youth. Okis wanted to break his record too. But when Parker met Jessica, everything changed. Jessica was also extremely beautiful, and her little mustache made her even more attractive. Kulin stayed at home and studied, but whenever he stepped outside, girls would go crazy over him. Some would get so obsessed that their noses would start bleeding. Kulin's family had accepted that they were all very beautiful, and it was their destiny. But Kulin wanted a girl to love him for his heart, not his face. For this reason, he had almost stopped going outside. He was very smart in his studies, but didn't go to school, and he had no friends either. His parents and Okis were afraid that loneliness might drive him crazy. Kulin would talk to fishes and play games all alone. Okis suggested that they should buy him a cat, but his mother said it wasn't that simple. They had to send Kulin outside so he could learn to mingle with people and live a normal life. Parker mentioned that he had asked Kulin to participate in national sports many times, but he refused every time. Okis also tried to set him up on a date with his girlfriend's sister, but Kulin showed no interest. When Okis asked him what kind of girl he wanted, Kulin said she should be cute, kind, understanding, and most importantly, she shouldn't have any interest in Kulin. Hearing this, Okis got worried because finding such a girl was almost impossible. Finally, Jessica came up with a plan. They decided to pretend in front of Kulin that the family's financial situation had worsened, and they could no longer afford his homeschooling. At night, when Kulin came out to drink water, his parents, on Okis's cue, started pretending to be worried. They said they didn't have enough money left to pay for Kulin's education. The final semester's school fees were too high, so they would have to sell their things and survive on just eggs, lentils, and bread for breakfast. Hearing all this, Kulin started crying. Okis felt relieved that their plan worked. The next day, Kulin went to his parents crying and said, "Please forgive me. You had to suffer a lot because of me. But now you don't need to sell anything because of me. I will go to school for the final semester." Okis was very happy to hear this, but Kulin added, "I will only go to a boys' school where there are only boys, so I don't have any problems with girls." Jessica and the whole family agreed to this condition, because at least Kulin would go out and make friends. Now the day had come for Kulin to go to school. Okis went to drop him off at school on his bike. Okis told him to take off his helmet, but Kulin refused because he had planned to wear the helmet all day at school, so no one could see his face, and nobody would be bothered by his charm. But when he entered Horitson High School, his plan backfired. Because of the helmet, all the kids started staring at him. Kulin sat on the last bench to avoid any trouble. When the teacher came to class to teach, she was shocked to see a boy wearing a helmet. She asked for his name. Kulin told her about himself, but the teacher couldn't hear anything because of the helmet. The teacher asked him to take off the helmet. Kulin refused. The teacher angrily said, "This is not a racing track. This is a school. You cannot wear a helmet here." As Kulin slowly took off his helmet, an ambulance scene was shown shortly after. The teacher went crazy after seeing Kulin's face. She was just smiling. That's why she was quickly sent to the hospital. The principal was worried. He asked, "How did this happen?" The students explained, "That new boy is extremely handsome. The teacher couldn't handle his charming looks." Kulin was hiding right there and heard all this. He used to bully every new kid in school. Sidi and his two sidekicks took Kulin to the school storeroom. When Kulin regained consciousness, He was shocked to see them. There were 3 people in that bully group. They called themselves a superhero team. Their team's name was 3 Tarak. The leader of this group was Sidi, and the other members were Herno and Dicky. Sidi asked, "Do you know why we caught you?" Kulin replied, "No." Sidi explained, "We have to send a message to a girl. Her name is Amanda, and she is the model girl of BBM school. Every year there is a prom at their school for which we send invitations, but they never give us permission. Because of this, we haven't been able to graduate for 3 years." Sidi wanted to go to the prom at any cost. Now he wanted Kulin to take their prom proposal to Amanda so she would give them permission to attend, because Amanda only accepted school proposals from handsome boys. Prom is actually a dance party held at the end of the year. There was another boy present there too. His name was Kibo. He was a very kind-hearted and good person, but Sidi used to bully him too. To complete this assignment, Sidi ordered Kibo to help Kulin and threatened him, "If you don't finish this job, I'll smash you like this helmet." Saying this, he damaged Kulin's helmet. Kulin decided to complain about Sidi to the principal. Kibo tried to stop him, but Kulin didn't listen. They both reached the principal's office. Kulin complained about Sidi and told him everything. But the principal took Sidi's side and revealed that Sidi was his youngest son who had been failing for 3 years, all because of the prom party. The principal threatened Kulin, "You have to complete this task for my son, otherwise I will fail you this year." In the evening, Kibo and Kulin were sitting outside the school. Kibo brought a cold drink for Kulin and said, "If we want to pass, we have to complete Sidi's task." Kulin also agreed. He realized that Kibo was a very good person, and for the first time, he had found a true friend. This made him secretly happy in his heart. The next day, they reached Brain Beauty Manor, or BBM school. There, the girls could tell by the smell that a boy had entered the school. It was a girls' school. All the girls gathered outside. They thought Kulin was an ugly boy who came wearing a helmet. The girls started saying, "Ugly boys are not allowed in our school," and they forced Kulin to take off his helmet. Slowly, Kulin took off his helmet, and at that very moment, his charm spread everywhere. The girls were so attracted that in the very next scene, a massive blast was shown. Then we were shown the TV news. The reporter said, "Girls went crazy because of Kulin's charm. Their noses started bleeding. No one has ever seen such a handsome boy before. Some completely lost their senses in madness. And now Kulin came to be known as too handsome to handle, meaning a boy whose beauty no girl could handle." Now we see Amanda. She was in a van during her shoot and saw this news. Amanda was the same girl who had won the title of the most beautiful girl at BBM school. She was also a model. Seeing Kulin, Amanda started smiling. She had finally found the boy who could match her beauty, and she decided, "No matter what happens, I will make Kulin mine." Because this news spread everywhere, girls now gathered outside the Maas family's house. Everyone wanted to meet Kulin. A massive crowd gathered outside. The Maas family took advantage of this opportunity too. Parker opened a ticket counter outside the house and started charging $25,000 for Kulin's childhood memories and a house tour. Jessica also started giving house tours to the girls, which brought a lot of profit to the family. Now we see Kulin. He was heading towards his house, avoiding everyone. Just then, he saw on the news that his family had taken advantage of him. They were making money by giving house tours to girls. Kulin's heart broke. He felt that his family had intentionally sent him to school. At that moment, the girls present there recognized him. Kulin tried to escape from there and reach the roof of a house. He was disappointed, confused, and heartbroken. He didn't know what to do now. Just then, his brother Okus video called him. But when he saw that there was still a crowd of girls at home, he said, "Brother, you betrayed me," and hung up the call. Kulin now decided to end his life and was about to jump off the roof when a girl named Rear, who was present there, stopped him. She said, If you want to die, die, but don't die in front of me. Kulin was shocked to see her because his charm had no effect on Ryrie. She wasn't crazy about his charm like the other girls. Kulin asked her, "Don't you feel a sense of love looking at me?" Ryrie thought he was crazy and walked away, but Kulin's heart started beating fast. He felt true love for the first time, but Ryrie had no feelings for him in her heart. Now Kulin went to Kibo's house where Kibo's grandma welcomed him. She said, "You can stay here as long as you want." The next day, Kulin and Kibo came to BBM school. They met Amanda and gave her the proposal file given by City. Amanda pretended that she wasn't impressed by Kulin's beauty, but as soon as Kulin left, Amanda's nose also started bleeding. Kulin saw his crush, Ryrie, but the other girls surrounded him and he couldn't meet her. One day, Kibo and Kulin were sitting together talking. They had become good friends now. Kibo took Kulin along with him to play because Kibo liked a girl who worked at a shop, and she was none other than Ryrie. Kibo introduced Kulin to Ryrie, and Kulin realized that Kibo already liked her. Kulin felt that they were quite close. The two would often sit together, have dinner, and get lost in their conversations. Now Kulin started feeling jealous. He couldn't sleep at night. He thought that his brother Okus was a love guru, and maybe he could help him in this matter. So Kulin scheduled a meeting to meet him on a love website. The next day, they met at a restaurant. Okus was very happy. Tears of joy were coming from his eyes. He had been wanting to give his brother love tips for a long time. Kulin's mom and dad were also present there. Kulin forgave them, because if they hadn't sent him to school, he would have never met Ryrie. The next day, while they were buying groceries at the mall, Okus also started making him note down points on how to impress girls. Kulin realized that if he separated Kibo from Ryrie, he might be able to make Ryrie his own. One day, Amanda came to their school. All the boys went crazy seeing her. But she gave Kulin an invitation to her birthday party. She also gave him an iPhone as a gift. When Ryrie, Kibo, and Kulin reached a club, Kulin tried to build a bond with Ryrie. But Ryrie wasn't paying any attention to him at all. She was only spending time with Kibo and singing songs. Seeing this, jealousy ignited in Kulin's heart. When Kibo wasn't there, Kulin asked her, "Do you like Kibo?" Ryrie denied it. But when Kulin told her that Kibo loved Amanda, Ryrie's face dropped. This clearly showed that she secretly loved Kibo. Kulin became very sad. Now he made a plan. He went home, called Amanda, and asked for a favor. Amanda agreed to do his job. The next day, the scene of Amanda's party was shown. Many people were there. Kulin also reached there with Kibo. Amanda welcomed them, and now, according to Kulin's plan, Amanda acted as if she loved Kibo. She took him away with her in private. Ryrie had also arrived at the party. She saw Kibo and Amanda kissing each other. Seeing this, Ryrie's heart shattered into pieces. She ran out of there. Kulin also followed her. Ryrie said, "I thought Kibo was different. He doesn't look at girls for their beauty, but all boys are the same." Kulin took advantage of this opportunity. He said, "I'm not like that," and then confessed his love to her. But Ryrie replied, "I never considered you anything more than a friend." Saying this, she walked away. Kulin's heart broke too. He had betrayed his friend, but still didn't get his love. On the other hand, City was also present at the party with his sidekicks. He saw Amanda and Kibo kissing. City didn't like this at all because he wanted Amanda for himself. He caught Kibo in the parking lot and started beating him. Kulin was watching all this, but he didn't have the courage to do anything. Kulin brought Kibo home, where his grandma applied ointment to his wounds. From his collection, Kibo gave Kulin the card that Kulin had wanted to get since childhood. Kulin realized that Kibo considered him his best friend, and he felt very bad that he had wronged his friend. He told him the whole truth. Kibo angrily said, "If you had told me earlier that you liked Ryrie, I would have never stopped you from getting close to her. But it was my mistake that I considered you my best friend." "Don't ever show me your face after today." And he told Kulin to leave his house. Now Kulin had lost his friend too. After many days, Kulin returned home. His brother, mom, and dad were very happy to see him. But Kulin didn't talk to them and went straight to his room. Kulin went to school now, but couldn't muster the courage to meet Kibo. Now hatred had grown between them. They would often see each other but wouldn't talk. Kibo was quite angry with him. Kulin started staying lost in his thoughts. Seeing his loneliness, his parents were very worried. His mother came to his room and said, "Your fish is still alive, and we never went bankrupt. We just put on an act." Kulin asked in surprise, "Why did you do that after all?" His mother explained, "Every parent wants their children to be happy, to make good friends with whom they can share their feelings." Kulin started remembering the moments spent with Kibo. He realized that Kibo was with him every single moment, whether it was good or bad times. Kulin became very emotional. His mother said, "If you are already happy with the family, then we won't force you to go outside anymore." Kulin hugged them. The next day, Kulin went to Rieri to fix his mistake. He told her the whole truth because Rieri and Kibo hadn't met since that day either. Kulin came to Kibo's house, but Kibo didn't want to talk to him. Kulin said, "Why are you punishing Rieri for my mistake? She loves you." Kibo said, "I love her too, but I'll never be able to tell her that because I am too scared." Kulin asked, "How do you really feel about her?" Kibo started listing Rieri's qualities and said, "She is the most unique girl in the world, and I love her very much. Her smile is completely different." Just then, Kulin showed him his phone. Rieri was listening to all this on a video call, and then Kibo and Rieri got back into a relationship. Kulin and Kibo also became good friends again. A few days later, the high school dance party, meaning prom, took place. Kulin came there with Kibo. Kibo dated Rieri. They put on earphones and started dancing together, and both were extremely happy. Kulin dated Amanda. Because of Amanda and Kulin's beauty, they won the title of Prom King and Prom Queen. But Kulin's heart was still beating for Rieri, and he smiled looking at her.